I have spent the last couple of months really honing in my skincare routine. I shared last week my AM routine, and this week we're going to talk about my entire PM skincare routine. Now, my main focus is reversing sun damage, primarily. Reversing damage in general, but most of it came from the sun in the last 3.5 decades. And I'm really focused on that with this entire routine, AM and PM. Why? Because the damage that comes from the sun that we accrue over the course of our life is going to result in hyperpigmentation. That's a big one of mine, but also it's going to result in collagen and elastin degradation. And when you have that, that's when you lose some of the elasticity in your skin, some of the bounce, some of that glow. You also lose some of the structure of your skin. So I really am focusing on things that are gonna help me kind of reverse some of the damage that's already been done, but also, of course, try to stave off any of the damage that is heading my way now. So that's the kind of main thing of my routine. Now, I have some core principle things in my routine that are super important. I'm gonna share all of that today. I'm gonna go through step by step with you. In the description box, I'm gonna list everything that I use, but I'm taking your feedback and I'm going to, anywhere I can, I'm gonna list an affordable alternative. If I can find something that I know is good, I will put it down so that if you want to pick and choose where you want to spend your pennies, then you have some options. I probably start my skincare routine somewhere right around dinner time, like after we eat dinner. I will do the beginnings of my skincare routine because I know that it just gives me the evening to do as much as I want to do. So I start with a double cleanse, and I do that because I do wear a lot of sunscreen. So I like to either use a micellar water or I will do a balm or oil cleanser. One of those things comes first. It really just depends on my mood, and anything will work. I really enjoy the CeraVe, that micellar water. I really do like the Bioderma micellar water. Honestly, any micellar water that you enjoy would work well in this moment. Now, if you're not familiar with micellar water, think of micelles like magnets. They actually attract to them dirt and debris so that you can kind of whisk it away. So that's sort of the first step of my routine. And then I go on with the second cleanse. My second cleanse is as simple as anything that feels like it's gonna leave your skin clean. This is also preferential and doesn't have to be expensive. One of the best cleansers I've ever used is by CeraVe. It's their oil to foam cleanser. It is fantastic. It's huge and it's affordable. This is a step to me that is really important. So I do think that it's important that you enjoy your cleanser. But I also think that it can be the place where you don't put a ton of money. Like, I think that spending a super huge amount on a cleanser is not the place to put my budget, kind of thing. Okay, so after I cleanse my skin, this is when I will do a device if I didn't do it in the morning and if I feel like it. It really just depends. So this is when I would either do an LED mask or microcurrent. Those are the two devices that I committed to over the summer. I set aside my IPL. I'm not microneedling over the summer, and I'm not doing any other types of devices. I knew with my schedule over the summer with traveling, etc., that I could commit to those two things and be consistent with them even when I traveled, which I take a LED and microcurrent with me anytime I travel. And I think that that's the important thing with these at-home devices is if you're going to do them, just commit to them and be consistent, or you will not see any kind of result. So after I do that, this is when I do my pigment inhibitor. Again, just like in the morning, this is an important step for me. It is my number one thing. So think to yourself, what is your number one thing? And use that first. So I put my pigment inhibitor on first. For me, that is still the Fade Bright. And it's the thing I'm using in the morning. So it's really easy because it's just the same thing morning and night. Now, like I said, I could use my R&R. This is the day serum. You could use it at night too. It's not just a day serum. I also have the Celderma Pigment Correct. That's actually like, I'm probably down to the last usage of it. I went through an entire bottle. It's beautiful with nonapeptide 1 in there, but I'm gonna just continue to use the Fade Bright. That's the one that I'm most consistently using at this point. And really, this makes it so easy because if I travel, it's the one thing that I'm using morning and night at that step right after cleansing. So this is the same as my AM routine so far. After this is my serum step. Just like in the morning, now it's my serum step. The difference is I'm choosing different serums, and that's all it has to be for any of us. Is we can do the same steps, we just make different choices for targeting different things. So at this point is when I'm doing copper peptides. There is a little tiny caveat here, and I'm using the Maylove, the Peptide Squad. I really like this serum, you guys. It is obviously a copper peptide serum. I do not know the concentration of copper peptides. I'm gonna reach out to them again and ask. They didn't answer, and I don't know if they're going to answer about the concentration. The fact that they don't list it, maybe there's a reason for that, I don't know. The dark blue color does kind of give me, there's no dyes or anything in here, so the dark blue color is coming from the copper peptides, but I really enjoy this because I find it to be hydrating, but it soaks into the skin and leaves you like you don't have a bunch on your skin. It layers really well. I like to use this at night simply out of habit. You can use copper peptides morning or night, it does not matter. I use it at night because I used to keep it separate from my vitamin C in the morning, and right now I'm not using vitamin C because my Fade Bright has some amazing antioxidants in it, and it's kind of checking that box for me right now. But come to find out, you can actually use your copper peptides in the same part of your routine as vitamin C. So if you are somebody who uses copper peptides, this can be at night or in the morning. Now there is an argument for using that kind of stuff at night because we do go into a better repair mode overnight while we sleep. And copper peptides are gonna really help with collagen stimulation. They're gonna help with protecting our elastin. They're gonna help with ushering out bad collagen or degraded collagen and helping to usher in fresh, healthy collagen. Those are some of the things that copper peptides can do for us. And so at nighttime is kind of that regenerative time. So it sort of just makes sense to me to use copper peptides at night. Okay, now I could use any other serums right now that I want, and sometimes I do. So right now I've been throwing in the Prequel. This is the Multi-Quench. You guys, I can't put this down, and I love this during the day. It is a lightweight but super duper hydrating serum. And I said this in my video last week. It's very new to me. I'm talking like 3 weeks maybe that this has been, but the moment I used it the first time, I literally haven't stopped using it since. I love it for so many reasons. It leaves my skin really hydrated and like immediately smooths out texture from the hydration. It just makes your skin look smoother. So that's a plus for during the day. But at night, I know it's just kind of giving my skin a bunch of hydration, think water, that I'm going to trap later on in my routine. Now remember, at night, we are more susceptible to something called transepidermal water loss. All that means is we're letting water escape from our skin. It's happening all day long, all night long. We're a little bit more susceptible to that at nighttime. So what I like to do is feed my skin with a bunch of things that are gonna hydrate the tissue, and then at the end, I lock it in with something that's going to help to kind of trap all that in the skin so that I wake up in the morning and I still look hydrated. That is going to help with our skin barrier, and a healthy barrier is one of those things that really just allows our skin to do everything that we want it to do, to produce that collagen, to repair itself, all the things. It's really important to have a healthy barrier. So Prequel would be something that I could mix in right now, and I have been. Now we're gonna move on from that serum step to DNA repair enzymes. Same thing as the morning. I'm using my Photozyme at night at this point, and I love it. So it's AM and PM. The reason I'm doing that is I'm really hyper focused on that repairing old damage. When I did my video with Dr. Dan Yaroche, he really recommended using DNA repair enzymes at night because we do so much repair overnight. And he had some, scientific reasons for why it is so great overnight. So clearly I want to use it overnight per his recommendation. He is the aficionado in DNA repair enzymes. The reason why I use it during the day though, just so you know, is there is a DNA repair enzyme in Photozyme that is activated by light. and it also acts as my daytime moisturizer. So I'm using it morning and night because I am really, really focused on repairing old damage, brightening my skin, and really working on all of the old damage so that I can, hopefully ensure that my elastin and my collagen and whatnot is in good shape. Okay, so DNA repair enzymes, those are now. There is an article that I think everybody should read. I think it's called 6 Critical Questions of DNA Repair Enzymes. I'm gonna link it down in the description box. It was actually co-written by Dr. Dan Yarosh, and it will answer a lot of questions about DNA repair enzymes. I'm telling you, once you learn about them, you too will want them in your skincare routine in one way or another. I really think that if we are over 40 years old and you can, it's something to get into your routine. So this is the point when I would use an eye cream. Now, I'll be straight, I don't always remember. I don't know what it is about eye cream, but I don't always remember. But when I do, it's still the HPR from Dermatology. Now, this one is Gram-Active Retinoid. Gram-Active Retinoid is an active form of vitamin A, but it is super duper gentle. It's perfect for around the eyes. It's gonna help with brightening up that area. It's gonna help with dark circles if they are due to sun damage. If they are like brown dark circles, HPR can help to lighten that up. It's also gonna help with your elastin, and it's gonna help with collagen stimulation because it is a type of vitamin A. So I've been using this for a really long time, and it's definitely my #1 nighttime recommendation for eye cream. But I don't really think you have to have eye cream. I really am one of those people that I go back and forth. If you have a really good routine otherwise, I feel like that skincare is great under your eyes too. So if there was a step that I would say is kind of like, meh, it's probably eye cream. However, I do love this and I wouldn't want to give it up. But if I had to eliminate some stuff from my budget, this would probably be the first area to go, would be eye cream. That's for me. Next thing that I do is my retinoid. So for me, the way that I do this is I typically use retinol, so retinaldehyde. If you're not familiar, retinaldehyde is not active, but it is only one step away from being active. So you put it on and your skin goes to work on it basically. There's some enzymatic conversion that happens and it turns into the active form of vitamin A. That's important because you won't see any benefits until the vitamin A is converted and becomes active. As soon as it's active, it's able to bind to the receptors in our skin, open up the lock, go in and start doing some work. It's a lot like the pigment inhibitors when I was talking to you about the key and the lock. Receptors in our skin are super important. Whatever binds to a receptor, we have vitamin A receptors, we have hormone receptors, we have pigment receptors. Those kind of lock and key situations are really important. So we have vitamin A receptors in our skin, and when they are engaged properly, the vitamin A can go to work and do all the things that you want it to do. It's going to help with collagen stimulation. It's going to help expedite turnover of your cells. This is especially important because as we get older, our turnover slows down. So vitamin A is crucial to kind of keeping that moving along so that all the things that we're doing are coming to the surface. All that healthy skin is coming to the surface. Vitamin A is also going to help the cells behave in a healthy fashion. It is also a pigment inhibitor, a really good pigment inhibitor. So this is what I do at this point. Now, the vitamin A's that I'm using right now, I'm using the Fusion A from Platinum. You guys, this is so good. It uses retinol, it uses HPR, and then it uses a retinol, I believe. Those are the three. I mostly use this for the retinol. I really, really like it. It is very effective. It comes in multiple strengths so that you can kind of work your way up. The other one that I like to use is by Naturium. There's 2 strengths in that one. It is affordable and the tube lasts forever and it is super effective. So that's another one that is also a retinaldehyde. And then I have a prescription from Alloy for tretinoin, and I will use that probably about every 3rd night, sometimes every 4th night. I totally listen to my skin on that and I just kind of rotate those in. That's how I do my retinoids. Do Do you need to rotate in 3 different retinoids? Of course not. You can use just one single type of retinoid, and if you can get to a point where you're using it every night, that's the best. But if you start out every 3rd night, let your skin acclimate to the vitamin, move to every other night. Some people are every other night for the rest of their life. They never make it to every night. Eventually, if you can make it to every night, having that vitamin on board every single night is going to expedite the results that you want to see. So again, you're looking at collagen stimulation. You're looking at skin turnover faster to reveal fresher skin. You're looking at just cellular health. You're looking at a brightness to your skin because it is a pigment inhibitor. It helps to really regulate the whole process of the cell so that it behaves in a healthy manner and shows itself as a healthy cell. Okay, so that is my retinoid step. The last thing that I do, and this cannot be underestimated, is moisture. So I've been doing this for years. I literally slather myself in Soothe and Recovery from Dermatology. I have recently started to also incorporate, I just pick and choose, the Ultra Rich from Photosime. It's not necessarily thick, but it's very emollient. So I've been kind of using that as a finishing moisturizer. The main thing, this could literally be CeraVe. This could be Vanicream. This could be any moisturizer that has ceramides in it, that has some maybe omegas, that has cholesterol in it. Look for phytosphingosine, stuff that is really kind of rich, and you just want that layer so that you're just feeding your skin overnight and you're protecting your skin and you're trying to do a little bit of trapping of everything that you put on underneath. I find that using a nice, just really emollient moisturizer last is the thing that ensures that I wake up in the morning and my skin doesn't look dried out, because I do use actives at night. So it could be any that you want. Now, I have used this for so long. I love this because it's huge. It's 3.3 ounces. It's pretty affordable. There's always discounts on Dermatology. This is probably my favorite product from Dermatology. It's so simple. I have turned friends onto it that they later were like, oh my gosh, you weren't kidding. And I'm like, I wasn't kidding. It's so simple, but it is so good, you guys. So that's what I do last. And when I say slather, I'm not joking. I mean, face, neck, I put it on my hands. I mean, I have it all over the place because I love it that much. And you get so much, you kind of feel like you can do that. Now, I do my best to do a little bit of body stuff at night as well. I definitely get my décolleté no matter what with my skincare routine. I don't necessarily always film that for these videos because it's kind of hard to really film your décolleté, but I try to do all of that skincare on my décolleté. I don't put tretinoin on my neck or my deck. I just don't. I'm a little bit sensitive to it, but the other retinoids, everything else there can go neck and deck. Now, as far as DNA repair enzymes, I do the youth recovery on my neck, but I do my décolleté with the body product just because there's more in that and it goes farther. I conserve this for my face and neck is what I'm trying to say. I've been using that Photosime body at night. It's emollient and it leaves my skin really moisturized and I really, really like it. I do have the One Skin body moisturizer. I still adore that, and I did pick some up during Amazon Prime days. I'm set on that. I have a bunch of it. So that is my PM routine. Now, I know that you're gonna say, well, where's your growth factors and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So listen, I'm just not using growth factors right now. I just set them aside. I just decided I'm gonna do this routine right now and I set it aside. I am sure at some point my Review Serum will be back into my routine. I was testing one from Selderma, you know, that kind of thing. But right now it's not solid in my routine just because I wanted to do something different. That's all. There's no other reason for that. People ask me about One Skin. I am not using the One Skin face right now. And it is not because that's not an amazing product. It doesn't fit into my routine right now. That's all. There's nothing nefarious. It just doesn't fit in my routine, so I'm not using it right now. Let me know if you have any questions. Just like with the AM routine, I tried my best to answer anybody's questions. If you have questions, look through the comments because I really, I tried all week to answer every question I could on that AM routine so that we can really build a helpful environment so people reading questions and answers get help. So always go through the comments, because I'm gonna do my best for this one too to help you as much as I possibly can. If you have questions about my routine, I'll answer them, but if you have questions about your routine, I will do my best to answer them for you too. I hope you are having a really fantastic day, and I'll talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.